Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. A quick check down the starting lineups for both teams. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, Zach Randall.
Well, he gives them a terrific option whenever they've got the ball because he's mastered a lot of the moves that you need to be a premier scorer down in the low block.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well.
This is the first game in the Grizzlies road trip.
You know, it's been a struggle on the road for this team, and they're beginning another road trip right now.
They've got to do whatever they can to change recent history, guys, because they have not looked comfortable at all on the road.
Conley kicks to Allen. Randolph, a screen on Green. Allen off a pick from Randolph. Spins outside. Pass to Gasol. Pocket 6. Tim Duncan grabs the miss.
You know, one of the stranger things of Tim Duncan's Hall of Fame career is how his free throw percentage has fluctuated from season to season, guys. Some years in the 70s, others in the low 60s. Last year it was a good one for Timmy, though, as he shot well over 70.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach of the Grizzlies. I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the core doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep him outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
Thanks a lot, Doris. On defense, the Spurs, following the score by Tayshaun Prince. And there's the feed to Randolph. Right side, Randolph. Here's Gasol. Randolph passes to Prince. Back to Randolph. Pick off in midair. Outside Leonard. Kicks to Parker. Parker left side. Feeds it to Splitter. Leonard dishes to Splitter. Shot clock at 5. San Antonio needs to get off the shot here. Lets it go with the 3. Cut the line. Green kicks to Leonard. Parker outside.
Watch outside.
Duncan up on top. Back to Parker. Draw off the pick from Duncan. Parker passes to Splitter. He got right to the cup using that screen. Splitter's got his first basket. Grizzlies have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started.
Well, for the Grizzlies, the 5th best record in the league last season, guys. Defeated the Clippers and the Thunder in the playoffs, but it all came to a crashing end when the Spurs swept them in the conference final.
The shot's good from Gasol.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. He dishes it to Duncan. Shoots from the elbow. Here's Splitter. It's another look. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 5.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Well, and back in that series that Clark was talking about against the Spurs, more competitive than it might seem. Steve, you and I were talking about this. 3 of the 4 games are close. In fact, 2 obviously really close, going to overtime.
But I thought the weakness of Memphis was really exposed, Kevin, and that was the outside shooting. San Antonio just guarded the paint. They took Zach Randolph pretty much out of the series, and they begged Memphis to shoot from long range. And when you don't have floor spacing in the playoffs, it makes it awfully tough to score.
Oh, here's Parker following the shot by Tayshaun Prince. Parker dishes to Leonard. He feeds it to Duncan. And the rejection by Randolph. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. You look at the Grizzlies. And, of course, San Antonio tied up with them. And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Outside Conley. There's the dish to Allen. The pass to Gasol. 6 to shoot. Baseline Jay on the way. Gets the bucket.
Got him with the turnaround there. That was as sweet as honey.
Allen against Green. Splitter pass Dumps Green. Conley kicks to Allen. Back to Conley. Allen outside. Memphis moving it around. From 12 feet out. No good off the front iron.
Coach Popovich was fine last season for sitting out his top players in a nationally televised matchup against the Heat. I certainly understand the league's posture there, and there was a lot said about it. Yet, for a veteran team like the Spurs with championship aspirations, I understand resting key players during the course of the regular season.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
And back to that fine for Popovich, $250,000. Steve, that'll leave a dent.
Yeah, no doubt. But, you know, Popovich enjoys tweaking the league at times. This was clearly an effort to do that. But, look, I think it's good for him to actually kind of let the league know every once in a while that if you're going to give us that kind of schedule with my older team, I'm going to sit them down once in a while.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That free throw good from Allen.
Guys, every season it seems the Southwest is loaded with teams that can contend, and last year was no different. Through it all, however, the Spurs were able to separate themselves from the pack and take the division once again with a 12-4 division record.
Knocked away. Stolen by Michael Conley. Off his foot, and it's being called a kickball. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And for the Spurs, that is now 3 consecutive seasons where they have won the division. Steve, actually the 6th time since the inception of the division that they have finished at the top.
And even with Dallas falling off a little bit, the division was pretty tough, Kevin, with Memphis and Houston coming on strong. Well, for a while there, it had been a curse to win the Southwest, because since 2007, teams that have won the Southwest lost 4 times in the first round of the playoffs. But obviously the Spurs have bucked that trend the last couple of years.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. This, of course, their first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
Remember, they lost to these guys in the conference finals last season. That was a tough one for them to swallow. So there's going to be some bitterness here tonight.
Boris Diaz checked in for splitting. San Antonio on defense. Conley kicks to Allen. Just 5 to shoot. Dishes it to Randolph. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Allen fires off the left rim and out. And Clark, how tough is it to come up against the team that sent you packing in the playoffs a season ago?
You know what, Kevin? It's been a long time. I doubt anybody's still too demoralized at this point. I'm sure they want this one quite badly, though.
Deflects the pass. Randolph kicks to Conley. He feeds it to Allen. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard so we can see and check out some of the most feared defenders in the league. The steal leaders among shooting guards. You look at Allen, 5th in the NBA. Very crafty player.
Well, this is a very intense group. You know, those steals haven't come by accident. We've gotten them through the effort they're willing to spend on that aspect of the game.
Right on. I mean, they're lockdown defenders, all of them. As gritty a group of guys as you can have on the perimeter.
Here's Duncan. He passes to Leonard. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
Boris Diaw from France, really a unique player. I mean, he came into the league, guys, as more of a playmaking small forward. Now he plays at the power forward spot, and he's still much more of a passer than he is a scorer.
Allen kicks to Conley. On the top of the key. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That's his comfort zone, so defensively, really nice job challenging the shot.
And Parker, here we go. They get it back. Duncan. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Conley dishes to Gasol. He's against Green. On the paint. Gets the buckets. 6 points for Marc Gasol. And Clark, you mentioned Diarra's skill level. The biggest or most athletic guy, but Steve, he's still effective.
He's really a great basketball player. What I mean by that, just he knows angles, he knows how to use his body to create passes and shots for himself. And defensively, he's very effective, particularly guarding the post because of his strength. He's their leader defensively. He's able to do so many things well on that end of the court. And takes the pressure off everybody around him. An indispensable asset for them.
And I don't know of too many other players who are as solid as he is in the low post. Just watch how many times he'll get his man to go for his fake and leave his feet. He gets him up in the air and takes advantage of it.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Ed Davis is checked in for Gasol. Pondexter comes in for Zach Randolph. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Tony Allen. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Grizzlies focused on trying to get more bang for their buck in terms of what they were paying guys. And the first shoe to drop was the trade of Rudy Gay. They just didn't want to commit to that big contract. Thought they could do a better job spreading that kind of money out over more players.
Oh, here's Parker after the miss from Bayless. And that one's good. Parker's got his first 2 points of the night.
But the drive to the bucket was nice. But how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
He kicks to Bayless. Pass to Prince. And he knocks down the jumper. Prince has got his second basket of the game. And for small market teams like the Grizzlies, that is something they have definitely always got to be considering. Are we using our cap space, Steve, to the best of our ability?
I think for the most part they were, but they just didn't feel that Rudy Gay was a long-term solution. So when the trade opportunity came about, they decided to free themselves up with a long-term financial commitment and give themselves more options in terms of personnel moving forward.
Here is Bayless following the basket by Tim Duncan. Bayless the pass to Davis. Pass it to Bayless. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Spurs have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Parker drives in. Can't get it to fall.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Savage. That's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
Here's Duncan.
Yeah, that's all you.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Jared Bayless. That's his first foul.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for Tim Duncan. 1:30 left to play in the first quarter. Leonard kicks to Ginobili. Dion, the screen. Ginobili against Prince.
Spurs last year were as tough as always in San Antonio. Hard not to beat when you win 50 games after the season. Ended up with a 35-6 record at home, which was good for the third best in the league.
A different look now for San Antonio. Bellinelli comes in for Daniel Green. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Tony Parker. That one is no good. Memphis leading. 107 left to play here in the first. And Bayless kicks the Prince.
Shoot that.
Bayless pass to Conley. 6 on the shot clock. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation.
And now we get a chance to see how the Grizzlies are doing in the NBA rankings right now. 4th in steals, 4th in fewest turnovers per game. And they're a top 10 shooting team from the foul line. Pretty good company for that team.
The key really to me out of all those numbers, Clark, is the steals, because that's become their identity defensively. They're a real ball-hawking team. They like to get out and put pressure on the offense, force mistakes, and when they do that, they're tough to stop in transition.
And with the Spurs, they are just so consistent. Every time they take the court, you always need to expect them to get a win when they play in this building.
And the two teams with better home records in the NBA were the Nuggets and the Heat, both of whom had huge win streaks. But as you said, it's the Spurs' consistency every time out that lets them pile up these home wins without anyone really thinking much about it.
And now the fast break, Ginobili with the ball. Here's Bellinelli. Picks it out to Ginobili. Nice shot from the wing. Ginobili's got his second bucket of the night. Conley with it. That will count. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Spurs out in front, up 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Now, I'll tell you one thing. They've cashed in on a lot of these second chance opportunities out there in the first half.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court for San Antonio. They've got Bellinelli. Splitter is out there with Matt Bonner. Then there's Ginobili. And it's Joseph in at the point. The shot by Bellinelli. No good.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
And it's Conley penetrating. And it's blocked by Davis. And he banks in the layup. Davis has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Grizzlies. Joseph dishes to Splitter. The feed to Bonner. Kicks it to Splitter. Spurs working the ball around now. And there's the pass to Bellinelli. Just 4 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. They'll get another chance. Splitter passes to Bellinelli. No good from outside. Memphis trailing here. Now let's go to Doris Burke.
Well, fellas, Greg Popovich, known for his sarcastic, sometimes contemptuous answers to some of the questions from us media members. He said it seems to entertain everyone but his wife. She tells him to cut it out, be a grown man, and show some maturity. But he said, I can't. I simply can't do it. Guys?
Yeah, he's a piece of work, isn't he? Thank you, Doris.
He's got a ball.
Prince with it. He's against Splitter. They now take the lead. 6 points for Prince. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control.
The rim is shaking. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Well, the other thing they've done well is getting after shooters. They've closed out well, and they've really blocked a lot of shots in the half.
Splitter misses.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that's how. Well, if you're going to learn from someone, you might as well take some lessons from Tim Duncan. That's what Thiago Splitter has done in San Antonio, really kind of growing up under the tutelage of one of the great players of all time.
And Bayless kicks to Pondexter. Feeds it to Prince. It's a second chance effort.
Come on, y'all. Get forward. Double team.
It's Prince on the wing. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. Marc Gasol's checked in for Ed Davis. Marc Gasol. Prince kicks to Pondexter. Back to Prince. He dishes it to Gasol. Just 5 on the clock. Here is Bayless, averaging 8 points a game. Second chance shot, and it's blocked by Bond. That's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Big bodies and soft hands. Well, that's what these guys possess. The top assisting centers and power forwards this year. Marc Gasol on top.
You think of some of the great passing big men over the years, and they are some of the best players ever. I'm sure that's not lost on him.
He's worked really hard to develop that part of his game, and it's paying off. He's getting better and better.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Splitter. Green comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Tony Parker subbed in for Corey Joseph. Spurs trail by 3. Parker dishes to Duncan. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Parker's got 4 assists in the game.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. With as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Conley, the pass to Bates. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That's his first foul. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Randolph is checked in. Conley against Parker. Conley kicks to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. Back to Conley. And again, Memphis no good.
The Grizzlies had the second best defense in the league last season after the Indiana Pacers guys. And on the perimeter, they had speed with Conley and Tony Allen inside, size and strength with Marc Gasol, who was the defensive player of the year, and Zach Randolph. They were tough to score against. Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
A tight game here in San Antonio. He feeds it to Bates. Back to Conley. Clock at 4. Shoots. That one a little long. And Clark, you mentioned the size inside for the Grizz. They tied for the second best rebound percentage in the league. And Steve, that was a huge area for them.
And on the perimeter, they were in the top 5 in steals, Kevin. So you talk about defense and rebounding and low post scoring. I mean, that's a really good foundation for an excellent team.
Parker dishes to Bond. Gasol with the steal. And now here comes Conley leading the break. And that one's good. Conley's got his first points in this one.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Bonner passes to Duncan. Duncan drawing the double team. 5 to shoot. Randall. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And so it's Memphis with it. Memphis leading. Now Conley, averaging 14 points a game. Randolph a screen on Parker. And Bayless kicks to Pondexter. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Pondexter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. San Antonio's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Addition out to Parker. They're off the pitch from Parker. Parker passes to Ginobili. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Ginobili's got 4 this quarter.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You know, the Spurs really have a cohesive culture, and part of that is something that Greg Popovich has been able to do, and that's being able to join guys together that normally might not hang out. For instance, you had Matt Bonner taking Steven Jackson out to a Coldplay concert last season. One way to help guys get to know each other off the court, and it helps them on the court.
The Grizzlies making a switch here.
Let's take a moment now, Kevin, to see how the Spurs are doing in the NBA statisticals currently. First in assists, second in field goal percentage, and they're the third-ranked team in free throw percentage. A number of players on that team are very comfortable and capable at the foul line.
Yeah, and the one thing that really jumps out at me when you talk about all these stats, Clark, is the assists. And this is a team that has been very unselfish. They're sharing the ball, they're moving, they're really getting a good flow to their offense. And as a result, they're finding pretty high percentage shots almost every possession.
Dishes it to Green.
Woo! On the wing!
6 on the shot clock. Parker defended by Poundage. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. And back to Popovich and the Spurs, he really makes a point of getting to know his players and have them get to know one another.
That's right, Kevin. He likes to have his players have a sense of perspective about the world. He wants them to know that there are other things going on besides the NBA. In fact, back in 2012, he had the players watching the presidential debates together.
Here's Randolph. Rebounded by Splitter. San Antonio trailing here. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
And you know the fans out in Phoenix really hoping for a win in that one.
Double team on Parker. Leonard. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Five on the clock. On the wing. Here's Diaw. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. The Spurs shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Well, how about the numbers for this club? As a team, 79% from the free throw line this year.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And he makes the first, but misses the second.
Well, in many ways, the Grizzlies aren't like most teams out west. They don't try to overpower you with offense, and they don't have a superstar to lean on for big baskets at the end, but they still know how to get wins in the tough Western Conference.
And off up top, defended by Splitter.
That's one he knows he should have made.
For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And it's good. Up through contact, hits the shot, he'll go to the free throw line. And when they did last year, Memphis would go 56 and 26 overall. And Steve, with 34 of those wins courtesy of other teams in the Western Conference.
Well, they didn't seem to play like a lot of the other teams in the West, but it didn't matter. Defense, toughness, rebounding, they were who they were. They established their identity, and that's one of the reasons they became such a tough team in that conference.
Green with the ball. And Allen picks him up defensively.
What's the roll?
Leonard sets a screen for Green. He passes it to Leonard. And the layup is good. Leonard's got 7 points in the game.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And it's not necessarily strategic, Mark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. You got to play hard, guys.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Gentlemen, There is no doubt that Tim Duncan is one of the all-time great NBA big men, but his celebrity has never matched his talent. His guarded personality may have something to do with that. Duncan said, quote, "I'm not an extrovert. People try to be bigger than the game, to make themselves an individual brand. I'm not that guy. I love playing basketball, and that's what I want to do. I don't need the extra stuff." Guys, knowledge of self, so important.
Sure is, thanks to us. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You know, the more you watch Kawhi Leonard play, the more you realize that he is the perfect fit for the Spurs. I mean, he just looks like a Spur, and he's only been in the league a couple of years. Plays great defense, shoots from deep at a high rate, and really knows, accepts, and embraces his role on the team.
And Memphis making a change here. Miller's checked in. Hand off a screen on Parker. And Bayless kicks to Randolph. He used that pick to get in close.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
And back to Kawhi Leonard. Coach Popovich sees him as their defensive stopper on the wing. But not just that. He thinks he's going to be a star in so many ways.
Well, he could become the face of the franchise, Kevin, if you think about it, once Tim Duncan and Parker and Ginobili move on. But, you know, Popovich, not one prone to hyperbole, but he absolutely loves this kid.
Pondexter dishes to Miller. Pondexter. Randolph. Covered by Duncan. Pondexter, the pass to Randolph. Gets it to go. Now just a 1-point San Antonio lead. Spurs have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. They're off the pick from Duncan.
Hey, heads up,
Green against Miller. They're off the pick from Diaw. It's Parker with the drop. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Parker's got 4 points this quarter.
So the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 to the layup.
And Bayless kicks to Miller. Pass to Pondexter for 3. Green with the rebound.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
And off against Parker. Into Tim Duncan. Shoots from 14. And the fake shot is good. And now a 5-point Spurs lead.
Looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Bayless dishes to Pondexter. Outside to Gasol. Again, Memphis.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Outside, Green. He kicks it to Duncan. Duncan gets the screen from Green.
Put it back, put it back.
Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. And the first half ends in a close one. Spurs lead by 3. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Checking out the game Tim Duncan is having. 10 points, and when it comes to rebounding, he's had a nice night there, too.
Yeah, he's really been mixing it up in the middle, getting in there and doing a lot of the dirty work for them.
And here is Parker. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front. Conley and Allen are the guard set. And it's Prince in at the small forward position.
Hey, Parker.
Green against Allen. Green, the pass to Duncan. Duncan with another miss. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Outside Conley. Pass to Gasol. Diaw's there. Gasol is down. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Gasol's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for Memphis. Pass to Parker. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Parker double team. Duncan kicks to Parker.
Check the trap, check the trap.
Parker right side. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Parker's got 8 points.
Well, the number one priority for defense when you face this guy is to keep him getting anywhere from the basket. He's just so strong as a finisher.
And here's another thing about him, Steve. Every time he gets his hands on the ball in the backcourt, he's a one-man fast break.
Here's Prince. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. They get Boris Diaw.
Tayshaun Prince has been a Piston his whole career, guys, and I thought he might end his career there. But last season, he was shipped over to Memphis to replace Rudy Gay. And it's been a hand-in-glove fit because of the blue-collar style of Memphis, and that's kind of how Prince plays, especially at the defensive end.
And the Spurs making a change here. Splitters checked in. And both free throws good for Prince. And Tayshaun Prince, a low-mistake player, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he doesn't turn it over offensively. He can actually play some point forward because of his ball handling ability. And defensively smart. He doesn't gamble. He just uses those long arms to keep you away from the hoop and challenge your shot.
And that one's good.
He's terrific with the floater, and that's not an easy shot.
Parker against Conley. Fires from 18. Can't get it to go. Good D by Parker.
A dramatic improvement for the San Antonio Spurs defensively last season, guys. Coach Pop had suggested that they might have gotten too old to be an elite defensive team anymore, but that wasn't the case. I think he challenged them a little bit, and they raised the bar of their defensive performance.
Splitter misses. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Allen kicks to Randolph. They double-team Randolph. Allen dishes to Conley. Another miss by Conley. And Clark, you mentioned the defensive improvement of the Spurs. Going into last season, their stat gurus told them they needed to focus even more on contesting shots, even if that meant committing more fouls or allowing more offensive rebounds.
Well, that's exactly what they did, Kevin. They gave up a few more offensive rebounds, fouled slightly more than they had the prior season. But they were better in terms of shot blocks, steals, and they held their opponents to a lower field goal percentage. So, a great example of getting an edge from advanced stats.
That is Duncan. Parker. The Grizzlies pull it in. Conley's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Gasol setting the pick for Conley. Right side Gasol. Allen outside. 6 to shoot. A finger roll finish at the bucket. Allen's got his second bucket tonight.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Green against Allen. Drop the pick from Splitter. Parker drives in. Shoots from the line. Parker with another miss.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Green against Allen. It's stolen by Green.
Here we go, here we go.
And a fast break now for the Spurs. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And now, let's take a look at a very well-rounded group of players. Shooting guards who could rebound with the big boys. You look at Allen, a terrific rebound, 5th overall.
You know, it's not easy to do what these players have done in that area, strictly because of positioning. Typically, as a 2-guard, you're going to be on the perimeter a lot more often than you will be inside.
Yeah, but for all of these guys, you can point to their quickness as well as their superb instincts as to why they wound up on the list. I mean, you've got to have that nose for the basketball.
Conley, the pass to Prince. And it's Memphis with another.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Get on Parker.
Parker outside. Now the feed to Duncan.
Parker.
Working on Randolph. Parker kicks to Duncan. Spurs working the ball around now. Splitter dishes to Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Parker outside. Puts one up from 19. And that one's good. Parker's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, this quarter has gone awfully well for him. It seems like every chance he's gotten, he's pretty much converted.
Timeout call for Grizzlies. And at this point of the game, always important to stay focused. And while the coach goes over the game plan, these players are getting a much-needed chance to rehydrate and refuel with Gatorade. And guys, we know the drill well, all 3 of us drinking the Gatorade too.
Yeah, no question.
Right.
I mean, Kevin, people have no idea the fatigue that can set in during the telecast. And so it's important for us to stay hydrated all game long.
Clark, you're always hydrated.
Yeah, I try to be, but it's usually with a combination of H2O and Gatorade.
I love Gatorade. And look at Steve, there's a Gatorade shirt on.
Yeah, he's really immersed in the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Outside Leonard. Kicks to Ginobili. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Conley's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Davis, the pass to Conley. The pass to Gasol. The 8-footer. And that is good. Gasol's got 12. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead and then the other one storms right back.
Yeah, that is evidenced by the 8 lead changes we've seen so far.
Duncan with a screen on Allen. Ginobili kicks to Leonard. Parker outside. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Well, we have a moment now to check out the story on Marc Gasol. He's been having a really excellent year. 12th in blocks. And, you know, when he gets to the free throw line, he makes the most of it. He's ranked in the top 20 in free throw percentage.
You know, Steve, something else that you pointed out was that his interior defense hasn't been too shabby at all. I mean, he's got some terrific block numbers.
Matt Bonner, he's checked in for San Antonio. Conley dishes to Allen.
Kick it out!
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, you think about it, Tony Allen, when you talk about his game, he may not be a marquee star in the NBA. His arrival in Memphis has coincided with the team really developing an identity of physicality and toughness, not to mention with them becoming a factor in the West as well.
San Antonio calls timeout. And Clark, you mentioned Tony Allen flying under the radar a bit offensively. You know, he can be erratic. In fact, back in Boston, I think they called him, and Steve, help me with this, they called him Trick or Treat Tony because you weren't certain just what you were going to get from him from game to game.
That's right. One of the great nicknames I've ever heard. I think when you ask people around the league, they're really valuing what Allen brings to the table.
First one falls for him. He doesn't get the second one. San Antonio trailing here. Here's Ginobili. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Outside Conley. Feeds to Prince. Gasol, defended by Bonner. He's feeling it. Trying to get open as Davis. And San Antonio shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Ginobili, the pass to Parker.
Good.
Back to Ginobili. Drops. Comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 7th assist here tonight. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Outside Conley. He dishes it to Allen. Conley covered by Parker. Fires top of the key. That one wide left. And San Antonio shooting here about 46% for the game. Ginobili kicks to Bonner. Back to Ginobili. Ginobili off a pick from Diallo. Shoots off the screen. Ginobili can't hit.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Now here is Conley. He feeds it to Prince. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Prince has got 16. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. I mean, a five-man team game where the ball moves. There's so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch.
Conley with it. Outside Gasol. Right side Gasol. Diaw's there. And he converts the layup. 14 points for Marc Gasol.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
Get outside.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
And the layup is up and in.
That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Conley kicks to Allen. Outside, Davis. There's the double team with Ginobili. The dish to Conley. He passes to Allen. Pulls from the top of the key. And it's off the back rim. No good. Spurs have gone 7 for 16 the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Here's Leonard. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Conley dishes to Gasol. Back to Conley. Ball's not loose. Here's Gasol. Shot misses. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Parker with it. Conley picks him up. Parker passes to Ginobili.
Hey, yo, Parker.
Covered by Conley.
Hey, pick up left.
Ginobili draws the double. Dishes it to Bonner. Back to Ginobili. And there's the shot clock violation. Didn't get the shot off in time.
Boy, in a close game especially, those plays really hurt.
Zach Randolph is checked in for the Grizzlies. There's 31 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Conley. Passes it to Randall. He's against Splitter. Got a piece of it. 4 on the clock. Ginobili with the steal. That gives them the lead. Ginobili's got 4 points this quarter.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Here's Conley. No good trying to beat the buzzer. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Spurs. They lead by 2. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. We welcome you back good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
They've been the aggressors, and they've been tougher in the paint all game.
I've been impressed with how well they've penetrated tonight, too.
Corey Joseph is out there with Bellinelli. Then it's Green. Then it's Matt Bonner. And it's Splitter in at the 5 down low. That's the San Antonio 5. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Mark Gasol's checked in for Tayshaun Prince. San Antonio leading. Parker outside. He kicks it to Splitter. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 8th assist in the game. Conley against Parker. And it's Conley penetrating. Back to Gasol. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Spurs leading by 4. Now Parker. Outside, Green. Pass to Bellinelli. Lock at 6. Parker, right side. Again, the Spurs, good for 2.
Boy, such standing patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They're piling up the assists.
Here's Randolph. Perfect on the shot. Swishes it through. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. There's Bellinelli. And Splitter backs down. Randolph against Parker. Shot clock at 6. Shoots a fader. Allen with the rebound. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Rejected by Bonner. And here is Parker. Oh, what a great finish as he gets bumped on his way up. He'll go to the line and try to check out another.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Free throw good by Parker.
Well, he's certainly not the biggest name or somebody that strikes fear into the heart of coaches, but Matt Bonner is more than serviceable and knows how to be a thorn in the side of other teams. He just sits out on the perimeter, and when he's open, he knocks down threes.
And it's Conley penetrating, and it's blocked by Splitter. And Bellinelli kicks to Parker.
Get there, get there.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Chip.
Get there.
And now here comes Conley leading the break. Stops. Pops. Another miss by Conley. And Bonner, the Red Rocket, so deadly with that unorthodox release from the shoulder.
Yeah, three-point specialist. He helps space the floor for this great offense, and he's got a good feel, too. Good passer. He knows where he needs to be defensively.
Back to Parker. 6 to shoot. The feed to Splitter. Takes it to Bonner. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, he's got to get everybody on the same page. I mean, that's the reason for this timeout. And if that happens, I think they can improve and start playing better.
You know, it's a coach's job to always try to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of the opponent and to look for that extra edge if you can. And I think he feels like he might have seen one.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Mike Miller's checked in for Prince. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Tony Allen. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. His advice, clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Here's Ginobili. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's 15 points from Manu Ginobili.
It makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Here is Bayless. He's covered by Ginobili. There's Miller with the three. And another miss by Memphis.
They're really getting the work done inside with the rebound.
Yeah, not giving up too many second chance opportunities, which is always important. It's been one of the reasons they have the lead right now.
Parker gets to Ginobili. Pass to Duncan. He's up against Gasol. And Duncan gets it to go in. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
On the end of the lane. Back to Randolph. Dives for it. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. And so here's Memphis. Shot clock at 5.
The defense has really gotten into his head a little bit here. He's not playing with any kind of confidence right now.
Shots good by Miller. Spurs leading by 9. Now here's Ginobili. Parker outside. Back to Ginobili. Spurs passing it around. And Green gets it to go.
And what I like about him, he needs very little time to get his shot off. If he has just a bit of room, that's all it takes. In a catch-and-shoot situation, he's going to let it fly.
And, you know, this is the other thing about him. He's very sophisticated as a one-on-one defender. No matter who he's matched up with, he consistently takes away their number one strength.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole, because he is not helping their offense.
Back to Parker. Into Tim Duncan. And it's good in the assist by Parker. 16 points for Tim Duncan.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
You got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
6 on the shot clock. Gasol backing down. Covered by Duncan. Shoots it. They get it back. It's Gasol missing.
I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic.
Ginobili outside. Back to Duncan. Working on Gasol.
Parker.
Green left side. Outside Leonard. It's rebounded by Bayless. Bayless has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got 5 rebounds tonight. Parker with him. And it's Miller picking him up. And Parker, here we go. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And he's went straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
It seems like every year, guys, you look at Tony Parker, and he's found something else to add to his game. He's always improved.
Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Memphis. Allen comes in for Jared Bayless. Conley up top, covered by Parker. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Tony Parker. Last season for Tony Parker, arguably his best ever. 20 points a game, almost 8 assists, 52% Steve from the field. There was even talking mid-season about maybe MVP consideration.
Well, his ability to score inside around the rim is amazing, but he's also become a master of knocking down the jump shot from that 15 to 18-foot range. But really, this team has been built now around Parker. Their offensive strategy completely tailored to suit his talents. And that's like a layup for him. He's just wide open up there.
San Antonio calls timeout. San Antonio. Parker comes in for Corey Joseph. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 19-7 run. Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. And the pass to Leonard. 5 on the clock. Manu Ginobili on the wing. Trains the three-pointer. And the Spurs lead.
They've been splashing home those threes since halftime.
Definitely a big improvement in their shooting from what we saw before the break.
Conley into the lane. Feeds it to Allen.
What a huge play.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, now's when they need a little spark anyway.
Out to Parker. He dishes it to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Releases. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. The Grizzlies trail by 15. Conley with it. He feeds it to Allen. Back to Conley. Randolph sets a screen for Conley. Turns outside. That's in there. Conley with the assist. 19 points for Prince.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Splitter kicks to Green. The dish to Ginobili. And stolen by Prince. Conley the pass to Allen. And he makes good on the layup. Allen's got 4 points in the quarter.
Clearly, he's shaken off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
Against Conley. A minute 50 left to play here in the fourth. Shot clock at 6. Leonard dishes to Parker. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Spurs making a switch here. Duncan's checked in. 1:41 left in the fourth. Outside Conley. Back to Randolph. Randolph gets the screen from Allen. They double team Randolph. Allen gets to Conley. Pulls it up. Got a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
Not much production from him, and it's hurt his team.
Conley against Parker. Off the pick from Splitter. Ginobili outside. 5 to shoot. And that's on the bottom. San Antonio will retain possession. .102 left in the fourth quarter. San Antonio again missing. 3 on 3. Finally, the pass to Prince. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, nice game. Parker kicks to Ginobili. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Ed Davis is checked in for Gasol. Pondexter comes in for Zach Randolph. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Mike Conley. That's tipped.
Probably time to just say it, guys. This game is over.
I think you're right on target there. Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. Absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decided on plays caught just like that.
Effort and hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Man, what a time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam at the other end.
And an intentional foul right there.
Too little, too late. They may as well just let the clock run and save their energy for another day.
Absolutely, Clark. You know sometimes the frustration can show in a game like this, and I think that's what we're seeing right here.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of them.
Here's Bayless. Misses off the right iron. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me,